And then when you go into non-metallic gold, which I'm doing right here, you'll see that once again you start off with a base coat. So that means, again, just as before, this is the most you need to paint. You'll never paint more on a model than painting the base coat. That said, I do understand the tediousness, and I enjoy painting. It gives me some peace, but I also understand that you have the urge of getting it ready. It needs to be done. It needs to be ready for something. I usually don't paint something that needs to be done for an army or anything anymore. I just really enjoy painting. So yeah, if there is something that you need to be, you want to have painted, but you just don't want to take the time, I don't mind. I love painting, so I don't mind take something off your hand and paint it for you. But do know that I am just a beginner. I've just painted for a year and a half, and I'm only starting with this non-metallics for the last few weeks. Alright, if you've done the base coating again, you can see again, nice and opaque. With the non-metallic gold, you'll go into a more ochre yellow. So from brown, which technically the base coat was just brown, I'll go into an ochre yellow. And I'll try to see where the light really hits the mud. I chose a light that comes from a front up corner, and that means that all panels that are lighted upwards will get struck by a bit of light and thus be a bit more brighter. At this point I kind of was dubbing about the fact if I should also take the side panels with me. Eventually I chose to do so because technically he has three sides. So the up, the side, and the flat side. The flat side stays dark. No light will be hitting that the way that I want it to do so. That means those will be just dark. The up panel and the side panel, though, I chose to actually make this ochre yellow. And then when I go up into a more ice yellow, so I'll mix the ochre yellow with the ice yellow, I chose to only brighten up the top part. So that means the flat side is dark, the side itself is a bit brighter, and the top part, the one that actually gets the most light, is the brightest. Yeah, it's the tough part. Everybody is saying about non-metallics and gold and all the other ones is to think, where does light hit and how does it hit? I'm pretty sure that everybody who's watching this video actually knows how light will hit a model, and if not, use a ring light and just hold the model in front of the ring light. You can see reflection of light on it, and you can use that reflection as a reference to where you want light if you absolutely don't know where light should be hitting. You can also make a picture. Everybody says make a picture, make it black, and then hit the contrast up, and then you'll see everything that brightens up needs to be brightened up in the real thing as well. That works for a lot of people too. I don't have a printer, so I can't print it out, and I need my phone to record my stuff. So for me, making a picture is quite a difficult task, so I'm trying to do it as most as possible out of my head, which is a bit tough sometimes. But if I look at the end result of this model, then I must say I'm proud of it. I understand there's still a lot of stuff that I can do better, but I'm definitely proud of the end results. In the meanwhile, as we are checking out how I'm painting the flat surfaces that point upwards, I'm painting those bright. Everybody that is enjoying the video, that is actually enjoying the videos that I'm bringing out and is trying to educate themselves into a non-metallic painter just as I am, do hit a like, do hit a subscribe, leave a comment about what models that you would like to paint or you would like me to paint. I am open for anything. I will definitely respond to everybody who actually has something to say, because I want to be engaged with the community, and I'm I won't be doing this apparently for a life. I can't make money from this because you need to be better than that in my experience. I'm definitely not great at miniature painting right now, but I am enjoying myself. That's true, and I believe that that's all that you really need to do to actually make something out of something. Just enjoy yourself, enjoy what you are doing, enjoy your life. As we look at the model, you can see that I have not yet chosen to do those sides where I was just talking about. I'm still doubting about it, but I can spoiler alert, I will do it. I will definitely do it. At this point, I'm going over to the knee pads. I'm checking out, okay, where will the light hit? And the lights will hit the upper parts again, so the parts that look more to the upper side. I'm sorry for the camera quality. Again, as soon as I hit the 500 subs, I will definitely invest in a better camera quality. But at this point, we're just doing it with a phone. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry, but that's the best at this point, at least I can. You can see as soon as the brighter parts are hitting the brown, it immediately, at least to my sensation, it immediately gives a more metallic and more rusty, gold kind of look and feel to it. And as you brighten it up, the brighter you get, the more newer the gold really looks. It's so. Um, yeah, technically you could stop at this point and just highlight it up, but I can tell you, the brighter you will get, the better it will look. Also, as you are looking, here I did choose to do the size a bit more, and I'm going to the more brighter. I'm still mixing a sun or ice yellow with the ochre yellow, but I'm just choosing to do more of the sun or ice yellow into it. I'm always trying to get the 25 rule. Every time you go a little bit brighter, you add 25% more of the end color that you're gonna want to have. So technically, if you go from brown to yellow, you start off with brown, then you add 25% yellow, then you add 50% yellow, then you add 75% yellow, and eventually you just take the yellow. But I would like to tell you that if you choose to just use yellow, uh, keep that color, the end color, the most brightest color. Keep that one just for the highlights. On that same note, though, if you look at highlights, always take the most brightest color as a highlight to your most brightest parts. Take your 75-25% as a highlight to your darker parts, if you kind of get my gist of that. So only the place where the light really hits, so the closest to the object of the light, and if that's the sun, that's the sun, and if that's a fire, that's a fire. But always make those parts the brightest. So that means, simply put, the highlighting needs to be the brightest color that you've got. And the further you go away from your light source, the darker your highlight will get as well. So that means if you use your highlight with your highlight color on the most brightest part, you can use your middle tone or your sub middle tone as a highlight in a darker part, and so forth. So the further you go away, the darker your highlight becomes and the darker your entire color scheme would be. I'm definitely, as soon as I still want to do a couple of non-metallic metals, and really get the hang of the non-metallic metals. And when I do, I'm gonna do the OSL. So I'm gonna do an entire thing about OSL and how light reflects, and the entire thing into that. But I don't feel confident enough for that just yet. So I really want to try and get the non-metallics under the belt first, and as soon as that is that's a part of my painting arsenal, if you want, then I can go on to the OSL. I must say, as you are looking and seeing here how I'm choosing to go brighter and brighter, you do get the feel of metallic lighting already. At least I did when I was looking at it. And again, I'm not the greatest of painters. I'm just a student. I'm just learning. I'm checking while I'm at work. I'm checking other painters on YouTube and trying to learn from them as much as I can. Um, and I kind of reenact what they are doing on my own videos, trying to show people a bit more, trying to be a noob teaching other noobs, if you want to say it like that, because that usually gives a more, at least in my opinion, a more nuanced side. If you have the best painter in the world going to tell you how to paint something, he will use techniques and ideas and the ways that he thinks. But yeah, he's a lot further than we are, so that's why I think learning from a beginner is better. And again, as you are looking at the general picture, definitely when I take the model a little bit further away from the camera, you can see that the entirety really comes together. The light is hitting the leg from up to down, as it is a cylindrical sphere, if you want to go into that term. The entire leg is a cylindrical sphere, so that means the brightest spot will go straight from up to down over it. Um, but the panels are square, so technically the upper side will be brighter and the sides will be darker. I've really tried to incorporate all these small little things into this model because it has so many shapes and so many parts. As we're coming to a close, as we're getting to the end of it, I'm just brightening up a little bit. I do have a question for you guys. For those who are still watching, which could be one, which could be 20, I have no idea. But what color would I need to take to, get the leg pieces? I don't really want to go into a silver. Technically, I could make all the rest of the metal silver. But I was thinking about a red color, like I don't know, like a dark red, um, something a little bit more dangerous looking. I don't know. I don't know. So please, everybody who is still watching, please give me some ideas about color schemes because I'm having a huge problem with that. I really find it difficult to get a color scheme that really matches and works. While I'm highlighting the model at this point, you do see I've taken the most brightest of the yellow, the ice yellow, and I'm just highlighting with the ice yellow at this part because, these are the most brightest part. And I already explained it completely, and I'm now taking a little bit darker yellow because I'm going to highlight the lower parts so you can actually see what I said before. Um, Talking about something is different than actually showing something, But um, oh yeah, no, no, no. I'm glazing over because I wanted the transitions to become a little bit more smoother. So I took the brown and I completely wetted the brown. So I made it nothing more than water with a little bit of brown in it, just a tiny bit of brown. And I was now, going over it, trying to get the transitions a little bit more smoother. I don't know if it worked the way that I wanted it to, but yeah, I think it looks pretty. I hope you will join me when I finish the rest of the model. Please give me some information and clues on what to do next. Thank you.